From both fighters looking to cement their legacies, to Bud promising the world a glimpse of greatness, this is what pros have predicted about Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. It's gonna be a legacy fight. The whole setup of the bout has got a hold-nothing-back vibe to it, as Spence and Crawford will battle it out on the 29th of July, 2023. It's been dubbed an old-school fight and is considered to be the biggest thing in boxing since Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao back in 2015. The undisputed welterweight title is on the line, and the winner will get to sit on the pound-for-pound throne, now that Canelo Alvarez isn't keeping that seat warm anymore. The two gentlemen at the heart of all this drama realize the importance of the showdown. Spence has said that it's going to be a legendary fight and compared it to the kind of fights his dad used to tell him about, because it's going to be the best against the best. That's true, because the matchup is insane, and the fans have waited years for it to happen. Crawford also shared that it'll be a legacy fight that'll be mentioned long after it's over, because it's going to be two of the greatest fighters of this era up against each other. Obviously, the world is excited for the showdown. Mark Bacardi, the senior VP of programming/marketing for In Demand, told Bleacher Report that there's no question that it's one of the most anticipated matchups in boxing and will be one of the biggest sporting events of 2023. Stephen A. Smith is also looking forward to it and has said that everyone wants to see it happen. Let's take a look at the champs who've gotten everyone so excited. When that bell rings, on the one hand, it'll be Errol Spence Jr. With a southpaw stance, a reach of 72 inches, and standing at 5 feet and 9.5 inches. He's got 28 wins to his name, with 0 losses. On the other end, it's Terence Crawford, with a height of 5 feet 8 inches, the ability to grab at 74 inches, and a pristine record of 39 wins, with no taste of defeat. Bud's got his fists tight around his WBO title, and the Truth has an impressive trio since he holds WBC, WBA, and IBF straps. Now, straight off the bat, you know it's going to be a sight to see, because one of these two powerhouses will have to bag a loss. That's going to be a career-changing moment. In comparison, Crawford's got more experience, while Spence has the height advantage. But numbers alone can't make fights. It's the heart, and both fighters have that in spades. But there's gotta be a single winner, which means it's all gonna boil down to how they perform. In terms of boxing ability, Errol's the kind of guy who doesn't do pressure. Instead, he aggressively uses that deadly southpaw jab and expert footwork to wear down his rivals. With these jabs, the Truth sets up left-hand shots to his opponent's body and head, and he can work inside much better than most men in the game. Crawford is similar, but he's also a master of range. He's got 2 inches more on Junior, and he's gonna milk them for what they're worth. No doubt they've got the skills, but it's the execution that'll matter. When it comes to knockouts, both the fighters are pros, but they're still far from the best in the game. Sure, they've put their opponents to sleep, but they're the kind of fighters who manage that after consistent pressure. So, it's not a highlight reel shot with them, rather, it's the activity. Now, if you want to talk about that, let's hear the expert analysis of the man who fought them both, Sean Porter. Spence went the distance with him in 2019, while Crawford got his chance with him in 2021. Both fighters dominated the fighter, so he's got first-hand experience. Showtime said that Errol's the kind of fighter who wears you down. He isn't slow, but as the rounds go on, he turns up the heat. Sean added that Terence was different. He comes for you out of nowhere because of his incredible speed. He added that the two being matched up was interesting because people think that it's two powerful guys against each other, and everyone's invested as they think the two will only get stronger as the fight goes on. Make no mistake, y'all, these two can go on as long as they need to. People might have a lot to say about their defensive capabilities, but it's two people who haven't lost a single fight in their professional careers. Clearly, they're doing something right. Spence avoids the damage with swift footwork and head movement. He also limits inside punishment by catching and returning blows. Terence is also great at footwork. He can move in whichever direction he wants in the ring to get to his opponent. Targeting Crawford with single shots might be possible, but it ain't easy. It's not often that he remains at the receiving end of prolonged hits. He can counter hooks like a magician, and that southpaw, coupled with those lead fists, can be especially brutal for right-handed fighters coming at him. All in all, the matchup's pretty tight. It's a coin flip, but Spence is bigger and has the better jab, while Crawford has tremendous strength and can switch stances at a blink and you'll miss its speed. So, strategy will be the deciding factor once these two are in the ring. Spence is bigger, can do damage on the outside, and Crawford will need to watch out for that powerful left hook. Terence has got plenty of tricks up his sleeve too, and he can really counter aggression, as he showed the world when he fought Porter. They two better be watching each other's every move. With fighters so experienced, the pros are making predictions. Canelo, the man whose footsteps the fighters are following, said that Crawford's gonna win because he's a smart fighter. Ryan Walsh, the British professional boxer, felt that Bud's style is more adaptable, while Spence is methodical and strong. He concluded that Terence's ability to move around would be a major advantage. Ryan said Crawford would win the fight because he's a complete boxer. Oscar de la Hoya, the boxer who won 11 world titles, said that the timing for the fight is perfect, but his personal favorite was Crawford. He added that based on style, Spence was one-dimensional, which means Terence can break him down with his more versatile abilities. The Golden Boy said that Bud might be too much for the truth. Mike Tyson also called the fight for Terence. His reason. Well, Iron Mike saw what the WBO champ did to Porter. Not everyone's siding with Crawford, though. Deontay Wilder, the American professional boxer, is Camp Errol all the way. He said he was going to support his brother, as his heart is always with him. Bernard Hopkins, the boxer with multiple world championships, shared that he was leaning towards Spence too, as he thought he was the more talented one, even though Crawford's got a bigger chip on his shoulder. Also, not everyone's picking a side. Andre Ward, the professional boxer who retired with undefeated status, said he wasn't going to pick a winner because he'd make a great argument for both the men in the matchup. He called it a mega fight because it's too close to call. Judging by the predictions, it's clear that Crawford's the slight favorite, but it's all words until the two clash. While the world analyzes and tries to determine a winner, both Terence and Errol are hard at work in their training camps. Crawford has said that he feels strong and confident and is waiting to battle it out. EES News shared that he was training in Colorado after putting in some hours in Omaha. Bud seems to be in great spirits as he sweats it out and builds the strength to serve greatness on the night of the fight. He's working hard and is in great shape, as he can be seen lifting weights and warming up those arms so they can throw punches in bunches. Spence isn't wasting any time either. Everything he does in training has a purpose. You know he does things differently, so he isn't afraid to stretch it out and go for acupuncture. With the camp in full swing, he's going hard in the gym, looking great and in good spirits. His dad's also around as he trains for this important fight. The two rivals are thinking about each other too, cause you gotta think like your competitor, right? Spence isn't all that impressed with Terence's achievements, saying that he hasn't fought anybody, while Crawford's promised to look at greatness and said that he's gonna show the world that it was time for the Terence era. Eager to get down to it, both the fighters are riled up. So, from Bud promising the world a glimpse of greatness to both the fighters looking to cement their legacies, that was what pros have predicted about Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford.